of the three kind of equipment. Let's have a look at this. This is a fully continuous pyrolysis plant. Let's start from the very beginning. This is a PLC system which can control the whole processing line more automatically. And here is the whole processing line. It includes the feeding system, pyrolysis system, condensation system, a discharging system, and the purification system. This is a feeding system. We have the feeding wrench to feed the rubber powder, which is from the waste tire, to feed it into the reactor. And this is a heating furnace. We have the hot wind furnace to get the energy. We use the indirect heating. And then here is the smoke and the energy that's recycled. And this is the middle of this furnace. We have the tube to give a resistance. Inside it is the inside the furnace. It's the rubber powder and the flue oil gas. And outside is the insulation cover. And in the back of the furnace, it's the outlet of the carbon black and the flue gas. And the flue oil they will first get into this buffer tank. Hi everyone. We are the manufacturer of the pyrolysis plant. If you have any questions or other information you want to know, you can leave in the comment section. First, this is a buffer tank. It's to slow down the speed of the gas and to settle down impurities. And this is 3 condensation buffer tank. They have the water cover outside, and it can just just cool down the gas to get the flue oil. And this is 3 vertical condensers. They have several tubes inside to spray the gas, and then have a reactor of the cooling water, and then we get all the flue gas, that condensation, to the flue oil. And this is an active device that to get the gas come to the condensation system more quickly, and they will stay so shorter time in the furnace. It have advantages for the carbon black. It have a good, higher quality of the carbon black. And this is a purification system to purify the tail gas. The tail gas, they have the high heating energy, and the gas that we have, they can go back to the pyrolysis plant, pyrolysis reactor, to heat the furnace. The reason why we set up this device is because we burn the tail gas directly, they have some bad smoke. So we need to remove the hydrogen sulfide inside the gas. And about the slagging system, we will slag the carbon black at a very high temperature. In this sliding range, they have the water cover outside. So they will cool the carbon black, and after 3 or 4 range, that they can be packed directly. Here's some monitor of the pressure and the temperature. And here is the cycling system, purification system of the gas that we need to emission. At first, we're using this cooling step device that's to cool down the temperature of the gas, and then we use a process collector to purify this dust inside, and then this is the sulfidation tower. So if you have any questions, now in the comment section we have our WhatsApp, our email. You can just add us directly, or other questions you want to know, you can just type in the comment section. And then the gas that we get, we're using the storage tank to pump them into the final tank. And the gas, the oil, the fuel oil we get, we can just use at the bricks factory, cement factory, glass factory for heating. This is the semi-continuous pyrolysis plant. We can get 3 batch for 2 days. First, this is the feeding system. We will just feed the rubber powder that's below 30 millimeter into this reactor by using the feeding screw conveyor. Here is the pyrolysis system. We have the 4 burners and 4 tail gas burner to heat the reactor. After heating for 10 to 2 hours, temperature will gradually rise and we can get the gas. And the carbon black is discharged to the small reactor. It can start at a high temperature and can save the cooling time of the reactor. When they naturally cooling to the safe temperature, and they can be packed it. And here is the gas that they will first go into the buffer tank. And then this is the water separator. This is the what we call the mud tank, the desalting tank, which is just to purify the oil gas. And this is our water tank, which is used to cool the oil gas, and we can get the flue oil in this step. And this is the storage, the oil that was stored into this 5-ton oil tank. And this is the air cooling system of the reactor. We equipped it with the 15 kilowatt induced draft fan with 8 ports. That's the cooling time can shorten from 8 hours to 4 hours. It will greatly improve the working efficiency. And this is our water film dust system, which is our standard flue gas purification device, where the flue gas will just be preliminary to purify, and then we can use it as a sulfidation tower. We have 3 layers for spraying and 3 layers for purification. And then, like the sodium dioxide or other harmful gas, they will be purified. This is the batch type pyrolysis, semi-continuous pyrolysis plant. And let's see about the batch type pyrolysis plant. If you have any questions or want to know more information about our equipment, you can just tell me your questions in the comment section, or you can add our WhatsApp or email. This is 6 production line of the batch type pyrolysis plant. The daily processing capacity of such a factory is about 70 tons. This is a carbon black processing system. First is a feeding system. We use the automatic feeder with a hydraulic thrust of 50 tons to take 2 hours to feed the raw material into the reactor. And then we open the combustion system. It is equipped with 4 300,000 calorie burners, and there is a tail gas burner next to each burner. After heating for about 2 hours, a temperature will gradually rise and oil gas will be generated. The white gas is mixtures of the oil gas and the tail gas. And after the gas come out of the gas outlet, it will come to the buffer tank, which can slow down the gas, make it stay in the cooling system more time, ensure the efficiency of the cooling, and then it can just deposit kind of impurities inside the gas. And then this is the cooling system. First, there's 2 vertical condensers. Because now the oil is kind of heavy and sticky, so we use the vertical design. And the gas, they will just storage in this first cooling tank. And here is the second step of the condensation step, the oil water separator, which is both a condenser and a safety device. It can prevent the oil gas from flowing back, and also it can purify the oil gas. The water cover outside will cool down the gas, and we can get fuel oil. Then we come to the third cooling device, the horizontal condensers. We have 2 condensers, each with 37 pipes, which will greatly increase our cooling area to ensure most of the gas will just be condensed. And then we come to the last cooling tower to ensure all the gas will be condensed and improve our yield. And this is the tail gas, the odor removal system to purify the tail gas, to remove the hydrogen sulfide inside by using the sodium dioxide. So it's the sodium hydroxide. And the middle of this device is 2 spring tower to disperse the gas and to make a full contact with the moisture to deodorize it. And the purified tail gas is recycled to the reactor through this pipeline to heat the furnace, and then we can save our extra heating energy. And this is the environmental protection device we have selected for removing the sulfur dioxide and the smoke and other harmful particles. And this is the vacuum device. It takes half an hour to an hour to pump out the residual oil gas in the reactor and then to pump it into the horizontal condensers. It will condense again. Because if we have the residue oil inside the furnace, it will be dangerous for the air gas to be contact with the air, just the oxygen. It may have some flash explosion to just burn in this chamber. So we can process of this vacuum device. And the extra, just the other tear gas, we can use this burning chamber to burn them directly. It's not very necessary to store it. And this is the air cooling of the reactor. We equipped it with 15 kilowatt residue fan with export, and the cooling time is shortened from 8 hours to 4 hours, which greatly improved the operational efficiency of the equipment. After cooling, we come to the side discharging system, which have two advantages of the side slag. The first is with the two sliding ports, the reactor can discharge twice of the carbon black in one revolution, which greatly improved the slagging efficiency, and the carbon black will directly discharge on the ground. It can prevent the carbon black from flying and polluting the workshop. And then the carbon black, we can use the wind transportation system to be using the percolating device to press them. Well, if you have any questions or you want to get more information of our equipment, you can add our WhatsApp. Or any other questions you can leave in the comment section. We are the manufacturer of the with tires, plastic pyrolysis equipment. This is the carbon black percolating system. And then, if your material is a with tire, then we have the steel wire for one of the products. So we use this machine to pull out all the steel wire to make the furnace be empty. And then the oil in the storage tank, they will pump into the final tank, then we can sell them or refine them directly. Here is the batch type pyrolysis plant. If you want to get our catalog or more detailed parameter, or just to get our quotation, you can add our WhatsApp or send our email to us. Our sales manager will contact with you. Now let's see the fully continuous pyrolysis plant. This is a PLC system to control the whole processing line automatically. It includes the feeding system, condensation system, and the pyrolysis system, slagging system, and the purification system. If your material is a tire, then we need to crash them to the rubber powder. This is a rubber powder with a diameter of 2 millimeters. It will convey to the horizontal feeding angle by this rubber powder lifting screw conveyor. and then they will just convey it to our reactor for heating. The furnace of the reactor adopts the indirect heating design, with the flame heating the air and air will heat the equipment, which can protect the inner body of the reactor and prolong the service life of the equipment. Also, it can make it more easily and more easy to control by the PLC system. And this is a middle supporting rail for welding our two reactor parts. And there is a cooling circulating water device under it to cool the lubricating oil. Then to protect the supporting rail, prolong the service life of it. And then, well, this step is the fixed section, which the oil gas will enter the buffer tank, go through this, and come back, will fall back to the slagging system. And this is the buffer tank, which is used to slow down our gas and to participate in impurities. And next we come to our buffer tank. The voice is not clear. How about now? And this is the buffer tank. Well, so if you just want to know more information, you can just add our WhatsApp or send a private message to us if you have any questions. My assistant can answer you if you can't hear my voice clearly. And this is the 3 vertical condensers. And all the flue oil, all the oil gas condensed in this step. Now we'll introduce the fully continuous pyrolysis plant, which can work for 45 to 60 days without stop, and to process 50 tons of the raw materials every day. Here, this is the negative device to pump the off-fluid oil, and it can have just to be more shortened touch time with the carbon black and have a high quality of the carbon black. This is all the removal system to purify the hydrogen sulfide inside the tail gas, and then they can go back to the pyrolysis section. Yes, we were using this tube to transport the tail gas into the hot wind furnace to improve the rate of tail gas and to save our heating energy and reduce the operation cost. This is the slagging system. We have 4 slagging wrench. In the first section, it needs a heat preservation. We will design the material so designed to reduce the oxygen gas inside the reactor. And the last 3 stages have the angle which the water cooling device used to cool the carbon black and then can be packed directly. Here is the safety device. The buffer tank is connected with the pressure relief valve, and if the pressure is too high, well, the valve will just automatically open to release the oil gas into this stand by or water still. And this is the purification system. Some smoke that we need to emission, we will use the desulfidation tower, the process collector, or other device to clean it. This is a water cooling device. And then the middle of it is the process collector. And the last, this is the desulfidation tower to remove the sodium dioxide. And then the flue gas. So this is a flue oil now. The flue oil will just pump into the final tank. This is the final products we get. And now we introduce with tire, with plastic pyrolysis equipment to get the flue oil. If you are interested in this technique or want to know more information to process the waste things, the waste tire with plastic to get the oil, then you can contact with us. Now we have our customers in all over the world, more than 120 countries. So we're just in many countries, in many provinces, we have our project cases. You can come to our cases to look about the project, or you can come to our factory. Our factory is in China, in Henan province, China. Now this is again introduce of the fully continuous pyrolysis plant. Let's see about this. This is the raw materials we can process. The waste tire, with plastic, oil sludge, cool tire sludge, aluminium plastic, and then we can get the pyrolysis oil. This is new final products. The carbon black came from the waste tire with plastic, the steel wire from the waste tire, and the same gas, just we call the tail gas. The aluminium mingled is from the aluminium plastic. After processing the aluminium plastic, we can get the plastic oil, carbon black, and kind of aluminium mingled. This is the first plant, the fully continuous pyrolysis plant. We have 15 ton, 20 ton, 30 ton, 50 ton per day. And this is the 3D layout. First, this is a feeding system to feed the material into this pyrolysis reactor. After processing, from the rock powder feed into this reactor, and then we get the flue gas go into the condensation system. It almost takes 4 hours. And then the gas they will go into the condensation system by using the buffer cooling chamber and vertical condensers to cool down them into the flue oil. And the gas that cannot be condensed, we will use the removal system to purify the hydrogen sulfide, and then the tail gas they can go back to the furnace to get the heating energy. And about the carbon black, we will using the slagging wrench to slag them to just collect the gas, collect the carbon black at the same time to cool down them. And the whole line we have the desulfidation tower and process collector to purify the dust and other harmful particles. And this is a semi-continuous pyrolysis plant. we have 1 ton per day, 2 ton per day, and 10 ton, 12 ton, 15 ton, 18 ton, 20 ton. But if you need a smaller one or a larger one, you can also contact with us. You can communicate with our engineer. And then the batch type pyrolysis plant. The advantages of batch type is easy operation, cost effectively, and good stability, multiple use. Just almost all the raw material that can be processed, can be pyrolysis, they can all use the batch type pyrolysis plant to process, because it have more higher, just a larger feeding door that can feed all the raw material inside. And if you choose the fully continuous or semi-continuous, because we need to ensure we feed raw materials in a solid environment, so we need to process the rubber tire into the rubber powder, we process the waste plastic into the plastic particles to ensure that no oxygen get inside the reactor when we feed raw materials. Here is a 3D layout of the batch type pyrolysis plant. And this is more smaller capacity, a frame type pyrolysis plant unit. We have 1 ton per day, 2 ton per day, or 100 kilogram per day, 500 kilogram per day. Most of the customer buy this equipment is for experiment. Here are the final products and applications. The most common raw materials is the waste tire and plastic. For the tire, the yield is nearly 40 to 35%, and also we can get 35% of the carbon black, 15% of the steel wire, and 10% of the tire gas. The oil we can just sold in the blower factory, cement factory, glass factory for heating, or they can be refined to diesel, and the carbon black be heating or refining, a steel wire to sell them directly in gold, for example, to sell them to the firework factory, and so on. Here's a profit analysis just for reference. Well, if you have any questions or want to know more information, you can contact with our sales manager. How to contact with our manager is you can send a private message to us, tell us your requirements, or now in the comment section we have a WhatsApp and email. You can add our WhatsApp or send an email to us. Then my assistant will help you to contact with our sales manager. They will give you our catalog, our price list, our quotation, and our product cases, introduction. If you want to come to our factory or go to our just to the product cases, it's very welcomed. You can ask our sales manager when you can come here. We're a Chinese manufacturer. Our factory is in Jiaozuo City, Henan Province in China. Just if you need this, you can contact with us. Our name is Group. Here is our refining system to refine the waste engine oil, waste tire oil, and so on. Here feedback from our customer, and this is the profile of our factory. And our company, we are the Henan doing environmental protection technology just for the environmental protection device. Okay, if you need this catalog, you can also just ask my assistant to send you. And this is all our today's live show introduced. So next week, we have our live show to introduce of the biomass carbonation system and refining system, almost all the refining system. You can also contact with us. Thank you for watching today. Have a nice day. Goodbye.